The subjective aim in Play Plus, uncovering the hidden layer of purpose and process in dog training. What and why subjective aim? What am I doing here and why am I doing this thing? This is my subjective aim. The subjective aim is an important feature of Play Plus, the process philosophy of play, a feature traditionally left out of the training equation entirely, or turned into a single constant like the cookie, the behavior, or the criteria. What we are doing and why we are doing it are critical if you and I are going to work together. Would you agree? If you want the money and I want to do a good job, how is our teamwork going to go? How will our business do? It depends, doesn't it? Sometimes this works out, sometimes it doesn't. If our subjective aims overlap well enough and the situation plays out right, your penchant for money and my penchant for doing a good job will harmonize and we will be successful. If. What the situation plays out just right. This is what the Skinner box is for. This is why we manage the environment. This is why we set up constraints that both enable and prohibit unwanted actions or skills. We ensure that the situation plays out just right, not only to do what we intend, but to learn what is being done. We manage the situation to help clarify to dog and handler what we are actually doing here, not just to get the skill. If we just care about the end result or the actions, the clarity of what we're doing here is going to suffer. Handler, I'm sending you over the jump. Dog, I'm getting the cookie. Success, when they overlap or the situation plays out just right. Synthetic success is fool's gold. This fools us and the dog into thinking we know what we're doing, and I'm getting the cookie synthetically becomes he knows how to do this. I'm teaching the dog to go over the jump synthetically becomes there will be a cookie there for the dog. These are divergent subjective aims, and dog and handler's goals are not the same. They're only related within the situations they happen to happen in. These subjective aims are more than motivation, skills, or mechanics, and the solutions to our problems are too. Most all of our trouble in dog training, the things that we struggle with and give us gray hair, happen because the dog and handler do not share the same aim, yet think they do because the situation has played out nicely in the past. Why? What's the point? When subjective aims of both dog and handler remain in the same ballpark, we are successful. When they diverge, we're in trouble. If the dog wants to take the jump to get the cookie, and the handler wants to go over the jump and is, hey guys, zip. If the dog wants to take the jump to get the cookie, and the handler wants to go over the jump and is willing to give a cookie, this will work. Our aims directly overlap. This is essentially the textbook layout of how we make behaviors happen, and it's entirely dependent upon the situation. But no cookies on the competition field. No cookies on skill 2 of a 10-chain skill. No cookies if I don't have them on me. What now? What does the dog look for when the known aim is invalid? What's the point? That's a tough training spot to be in for everybody. When the dog shares the handler's subjective aim, I'm going over the jump, then the dog is attuned to jumping information and opportunities. A dog that is looking for opportunities to take the jump is a different critter than the dog that is looking to... A dog that is looking for opportunities to take the jump is a different critter than a dog that is doing jumps to get cookies. Why, on the dog's behalf, is a critically neglected idea in dog training. Why indeed? Because that's where the cookies happen, hiding the process layer. I teach the backup skill using rear foot targeting. I teach it in a channel, an empty ladder made of 2 PVC house gutters. The dog crosses over one of the rails and steps inside. I mark, pump him full of cookies, then ask them out with my off cue. I use the threshold to create a duration behavior of inside the channel. After I'm done, the dog wants to be in the channel. That's my goal. Not to get the dog to stay in the channel, but to want to be there. I set the dog's subjective aim with this. I've done it for decades, and I just realized this year that I'm not just creating desire for duration, but I'm crafting the subjective aim of, I want to be in the channel. This enabling constraint affords me a straight line while backing up because the dog doesn't want to leave the channel. If exercised and embodied in a variety of environments and usage situations, it also turns into an ideal skill, in or out of the gap. Ideal skills are ready-to-hand tools or mental affordances that are available to dog and handler to solve problems and interact cooperatively. This is a functional process and the correspondence layer in action. It takes two subjective aims, both set to tango. So I dismiss the dog, and the dog immediately or shortly thereafter walks over and into the channel and looks at me. What's up? They'll look me in the eye 10 minutes later and walk over to the channel. They often lie down in there. I'm sure you've seen this happen before while training duration behaviors. It's always explained away as, because that's where the cookies happen. True, but not complete. The dog made a plan to go do that. That's an aim. An aim rooted in desire, perhaps, but an aim nonetheless. To hand wave it away as because that's where the cookies happen is sophistry, plain and simple. A fallacious argument. What is the process layer? Here's a query to Play Plus GPT. Can you define the process layer of reality for me in 42 words or less? Answer. The process layer of reality is the level where abstract metaphysical beliefs are translated into practical methods and actions. It connects the ideals with actual outcomes by encompassing the procedures that operationalize our guiding principles. Whoa, getting friggin' loony there on us, Ron. The process layer of reality is our ideal world, the headspace for our value structure and the things we value, and also where and how we store and access ideal skills, chains, and processes for interacting with those valued things. It's a whole layer of reality ignored in the example above, branded heretical by behaviorism and R+ training. It's the layer where the question, what are we actually doing here, and why are we doing this, are asked and answered. Play Plus, acknowledging correspondence and process. My dogs have a belief that being in the channel is good. They then walk over and get in there. If they don't get a cookie, that's cool. They'll lie down and sleep there. It's a cool place. That's actually happening. Happens all the time. Hand wave it away as that's where the cookies happen. Might be true. But the dog made a plan and stuck to it. Also undeniably true. Play Plus, the process philosophy of play, leverages communication and attuned interaction to embody, develop, and understand this process layer, which leads to more tightly correlated subjective aims and a playing partner that knows what we're doing and why we're doing it. The dog becomes a teammate who can and will make the relevant play. Process is about how we implement our beliefs. It's the actionable steps and methods derived from our metaphysical ideals. Correspondence is about ensuring alignment between our beliefs and actions. It's the reflective layer that checks and maintains the coherence between the metaphysical and the practical. Why does this stupid stuff matter? I'm just training dogs. Subjective aims. The purpose of the process. The process and correspondence layers are where the subjective aim is created. It's where the handler decides what to do and why to do it. It's where the dog decides what to do and when to do it. It's where we prove why. Many of us that have good working relationships with our dogs have this process layer stuff going on. Many of us won't talk about it either, as it's an immediate disqualification from the science trademark. This is ending. The gatekeeping and stymied correspondence with reality in dog training that has been hiding the process layers being called out on many fronts. I've been working on this for a few years now, and I've got an aim. I am going to disclose the process layer of dog training and will do so through play. I hope you'll support my work here. It's going to be banging. Well said. Join my classes by becoming a patron of Pawsitive Vybe or join the Substack here. It's embarrassingly cheap. Stay tuned. This place is going to drop some serious content even for freebie friends. So subscribe in order to keep up with the happenings and opportunities to play. Peace and happy jamming. There you go. Let's see how this works. Good work, guys. Later.